There is an official wizard of New Zealand. In 1990, the Prime Minister of New Zealand appointed Ian Brankbury Channel, who was an old friend, as the Wizard of New Zealand. He is even given an annual stipend. But no, he doesn't do magic. Wizard means a wise man. The heads on Easter Island have bodies. The iconic stone heads protruding from the ground on Easter Island are familiar to most, but many don't realize what lies beneath the surface. In the tens, archaeologists studying the hundreds of stone statues on the Pacific Island excavated two of the figures, revealing full torso, which measuring as high as 33 feet. It's sad that they even can't compete in fashion shows. A company in Taiwan makes dinnerware out of wheat so you can eat your plate. Not only do they make plates out of wheat, but spoons, bowls, and chopsticks as well. The dishes can be kept for months as long as they stay dry. So don't pour your soup on the plate. The moon has moonquakes. Just as Earth has earthquakes, the moon has, you guessed it, moonquakes. Less common and less intense than the shakes that happen here. Moonquakes are believed by US Geological Survey (USGC) scientists to occur due to tidal stresses connected to the distance between the Earth and the Moon. Despite of the fact that maybe no one got disturbed with it on Moon. Average person walks the equivalent of 5 times around the world in their lifetime. Assuming the average person lives until they are 80, they'll walk around 1,10,000 miles in their lifetime. The circumference of the equator is 24,900 miles. I never knew I could walk this much. Squirrels forgot where they hide about half of their nuts. While not all squirrels bury their nuts, the ones that do only recover around 26% of their nuts. Sad thing for squirrels. Imagine a thief forgot about where he had kept the diamonds after stealing them. Goosebumps are meant to ward off predators. Why do we get goosebumps? In this psychological reaction, small muscles attached to individual body hairs contract, which leads the hair to stand on the end. We inherited this ability from our ancestors in part as a way for our coat of body hair to capture air beneath it and in that way retain heat. George W. Bush was once a cheerleader. Bush was a cheerleader in high school and continued to be one while he attended Yale. In high school, he was even promoted to head cheerleader. He definitely transformed so much. Humans are the only animals that blush. We are also believed to be the only animal that feels embarrassment, a complicated emotion requiring understanding others' opinions and others' factors. Charles Darwin called blushing the most peculiar and most human of all expressions, while Mark Twain said, man is the only animal that blushes or needs to. Only two mammals like spicy food, humans and the tree shrew. While humans have long had the rare distinction of being the only mammal actually enjoys spicy food, that list has seen a new addition. As a study by Chinese researchers found that tree shrews have a mutation in their ion channel receptor, TRPV1, which makes it less sensitive to the hot chemical in chili peppers. As a result, the adorable critters happily gobbled up corn pellets laced with capsaicin, the compounds that give peppers their spice, while other mammals in the study avoided them. But only we experience the spiciness in the bathroom in the morning. CocaCola owns all website URLs that can be read as all the way up to 62 eths. A 2013 digital campaign by Coca-Cola spurred the company to purchase all 62 URLs. The human body literally glows. It might be hard to see with your naked eye, but everyone you pass by every day is literally glowing. The human body emits a small quantity of visible light, visible in the technical sense. The illumination is about 1000 times less intense than levels of light that we would actually be able to see. So you can never see a human glowing. During your lifetime, you will spend around 38 days brushing your teeth. This equals to about 35.5 days in total. At about 2 minutes per day, this equates to 0.1% of your life. Even then, they are still your age. Heart attacks are more likely to happen on a Monday. Okay, this is not exactly a fun fact, but it is interesting. Heart attacks are increased by 20% on Mondays. The most common time for them to happen is between 4 to 10 am. I always hated Mondays. Now I got a better reason to hate even more. The dot over the lowercase I or j is known as tittle. That tiny dot above lowercase I and j letters has an actual name, tittle. It is thought that the phrase to a T is actually derived from the phrase to a tittle, a phrase that was used in the same sense dating back to the early 17th century. Never had imagined that I would achieve this level of intellectuality. Chewing gum boosts concentration. Next time you are having trouble focusing, you might want to reach for a stick of gum. A 2013 study in the British Journal of Psychology found that those subjects who chewed gum while taking part in a memory challenge were able to stay focused for longer periods of time than those who did not chew gum. The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. While Scotland proudly boasts the Loch Ness Monster, one of the world's most famous fabled creatures, the country opted to make anatomical beast its national animal, the unicorn. Although this might seem like an odd choice, Visit Scotland explains that unicorns played an integral role in the country's history. Back in the 12th century, William I used the proud beast in the Scottish royal coat of arms. Our European ancestors were cannibals. In 16th and 17th century Europe, cannibalism was actually a fairly common practice, and it was all for medical purposes. The practice seems to have started because Egyptian mummies were thought to have magical curative properties, so they were ground up and put in many remedies. Rolls-Royce makes the most expensive car in the world. Currently, the most expensive car in the world is a Rolls-Royce Sweptail that sold for $30 million. However, even if you have that kind of dough lying around, you won't be able to buy it. Only one was made, and it was custom built from the ground up according to the buyer's specifications. But brand new custom cars have nothing on used classics. The recent sale of a 1963 Ferrari GTO for $70 million is supposedly the highest price ever paid for a car. Ketchup was a medicine in the early 1800s. In 1834, American doctor John Cook Venel added tomatoes to ketchup, adding many vitamins and antioxidants to the sauce. He then blended it up as a medicine to cure diarrhea, indigestion, jaundice, and rheumatism. By 400 BC, Persian engineers mastered the technique of storing ice in the middle of desert summers. This was done through the use of subterranean storage space, and thick, heat-resistant construction materials. The ice was brought in during the winters from nearby mountains in bulk amounts and stored in a yachtchile or ice pit. These ancient refrigerators were used primarily to store ice for use in the summer, as well as for food storage in the hot, dry desert climate of Iran. The ice was also used to chill treats for royalty during hot summer days and to make faluda, the traditional Persian frozen dessert. Jupiter has a lost moon. The planet's outermost moon, S by 2003 J2, was discovered by scientists in 2003 but has not been spotted since then and is considered as lost. How embarrassing to lose a moon!